yes.
It's four-leaf clover. Make a wish.
Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
No ego on that side of Hollywood, is there?
Because maybe they're just as good and we're wasting time.
Why can't you just admit it's over?
Some people are in it just for the art.
It's too complicated. It's like algebra. Why you gotta put numbers and letters together? Why can't you just go fuck yourself?
Hey now.
Not everyone's going to enjoy this show. Settle in.
Hey yo, we're back up on the show.
Sure.
What's up, everybody?
No time to say hello, goodbye. Hello, 130. Hello.
It is
For
1:30.
For all of you numerologists, that means we have done 13 episodes 10 times. That's what that means. 13 times 10 equals tonight, guys. Tonight is 13 times 10.
Didn't I get clowned when I said that it was 13 last week? Everyone was like, no, it ain't. I could have swore I said that, and everybody told me I was an asshole.
But it wasn't 13 last week.
But we were talking about this episode, you sons of bitches.
We were.
Yeah, we were.
Oh.
Anyway, welcome to episode 130 of Scrub Hop Talk. My name is JDirty. I got Big Trox. I got Troxy Cotton. Or
hold on.
JDirty.
JDirty is better known as.
I'm the penetrator.
Thank you. Then we've got our man down below, who most people in society that I talk to refer to him as
Julie Jerkoff.
Lame, old. And then there's me, and what most people say about me is
I'm a pro.
So that's
it. Don't give yourself props and not give us.
You
props.
don't have the buttons. I have the buttons.
Tell yourself
Wasn't
the same
I the
thing
penetrator? Those are props.
That's true.
Yeah,
well, what did I tell you guys?
I just wish I had somebody giving me a regular dick.
Every day, that's what
you can have somebody. You know what? If you really wish that, you can have somebody giving you a regular dick. That's no problem. I'll find someone for you tomorrow.
He will come.
I'm getting my own smudge off right now.
Welcome to episode 130. If you're on our podcast and you can't see us, that's okay too. Thank you for joining us.
We still look dumb.
Tonight, you guys, is an epic.
We don't look dumb.
Night.
We do.
I do have a mustard shirt on my stand. It's either mustard
shirt on your stain.
On my stain. Yes, that is.
That what I said?
You have a mustard shirt on your stain.
That is absolutely what he said.
I think it's a stain, but it might be baby spittle. Either way, big ups Ari Shafir.
Yes. So what I wanted to say is Ari Shafir is not going to be on the show tonight. But who is going to be on the show tonight?
He's on the show right fucking now.
No, he's not. Tonight's guest is amazing. He's epic. His name is Gary Arnett. He is the graphic design mastermind behind Psychopathic Records. Every image and thing you see behind me, this man had to do with. So definitely stay tuned for that. It'll be in like the first half of the show, and like maybe half hour from now, it's going down. Stick around for that. It's gonna be fucking dope.
I don't know, Cotton. You hype a lot of interviews. Hold on, Cotton. Jay, you hype a lot of interviews on the show, but then they don't end up happening. How do we know this guy's actually going to call in?
Because I have utmost faith in this guy. We've been communicating on the Reggies. He is excited to be a part of us. I'm pretty sure he is a huge fan of Juggalos and everything we do. So
Reggie Noble's in the building. You know what
Reggie
I'm saying?
Nobles,
okay.
Baby. So yeah, he will be here. I promise. Gary Arnett's coming at your face.
And Gary likely talks a lot about being on the set of Arrested Development and Murderville and other shows that his
No, it's not Will Arnett. Cotton,
that's
I know.
Will Arnett.
I know Cotton here is not familiar with the psychopathic world.
It's other shows that his brother
did not
Will
do these things.
He does.
It's not
shows.
The guy from Lego Masters.
Lego Masters. Thank you.
Guys, okay, we got to get off of Will Arnett and get into that glass because, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
So upset.
You were going to H-Town. I was like, God damn, man.
H-Town?
Or is glass? Or is that meth? Is that what they call glass? I don't know. I don't do enough drugs.
Yes.
You said got to get back on the glass. Don't what me.
H-Town.
The correct answer is yes. I'll go first.
Take my home to the H-Town.
The thing about me is that I'm having a Red Hook. You may know something about Red Hook if you live in the North.
It's available at your local Sit-Go, Stop and Go.
And the Stand Go, all of
this.
Go.
I got this one in the grocery store. Get it together. This one, this Red Hook, it is an India Pale Ale. It's an IPA. But the type of India Pale Ale that it is a long hammer, which is what your boys got here for you tonight. Got a real long hammer for you.
Here's my question. So, hold on, Cotton. What do you do?
Hold on, wait. I just want all of the audience to know that I got a long hammer for them. What were you going to say, Big Trox? Go ahead.
I was going to ask you what you do for a living.
Jokes are bad.
What do I do for a living?
Yeah.
It poorly.
Question. I'm not sure at the moment how to answer, but I do know that I am living and I do stuff.
How are you doing on last week's mention of deep, dark depression? Are we doing better?
Is everything okay?
The mention of deep, dark depression. What are you guys drinking? What's going on?
Tonight,
okay.
I'm continuing in my Great Notion series that we started last week. This is the second of the series. I don't have any more, but I'm going to try and find more so I can keep the series going. This one's called.
Is more of a sequel.
Yeah, this is the sequel to last week's Great Notion original. This, look at that can. How dope is that? It's like a little rabbit. He's having a Zen bunny. Thank you. He's Zen bunny. This one's called Afterglow, 7% IPA, and it says hashtag keep beer fun. See, the thing that I don't like about Great Notion Brewing is they don't give me a lot to read to the audience on their cans.
They're very basic, but the art is there.
And
what I could do is just
you can pretend you can
at Great Notion drink fresh.
You can pretend
Barrel House, Portland, Oregon.
You could just pretend that they wrote Big Boss Rabbit and go from there, and that would be fine.
That would suffice.
Mike, check.
So check. I am finally ready to venture away. Just kidding. It's still the season of the fucking pumpkin over in my motherfucking house. I have got a Loomis Brewing. It is from it's called
Halloween.
Loomis from Zool Brewing Company, and it is a pumpkin pie.
Oh,
very excited! I got this from
Zool.
That's a Halloween reference.
I don't think you have to be a Zooligan necessarily, but
it's not
fresh can.
Oh, but it's not like AXE. It's like
I don't
Zool,
believe so.
Like Ghostbusters. Like there is no Dana.
No.
There is only Zool.
No, it's spelled like Zool, like AXE, but I do not believe they have anything at all to do with this.
But isn't that the same as the Ghostbusters Zool?
I don't know. That's not in my glass.
It's a Halloween reference.
I got this from the homie who goes by Sturgis. He sent me 4 or 5. Now I can't remember.
He bought them at Sturgis, or his name is Sturgis?
He goes by the name Sturgis. Yes, and then he drives to Sturgis on his Sturgis bike.
And he gets you beers from Sturgis. And he's like, yo, what up?
Call me Mr. Sturgis.
This guy is a pumpkin beer, craft beer loving homie as well from the interwebs. And yeah, he hooked it up. Yes, it's super fresh. So mad love to Sturgis. I'm going to finally get to drink these on the air, and I'm very excited.
Did you get a chance to ask him whether he prefers the John Carpenter or the Rob Zombie version of the film?
I don't like you.
Now, I'm asking you a serious question. Did you not ask him that? Is that not a question that you asked him?
So according to Ghostbusters Wiki, Zool is spelled Z-U-U-L, not X-U-L. I'm sorry.
Okay. What about
you guys?
YouTube?
No.
Look
at this. It is. I don't think it is. I think something has gone wrong.
Oh my God.
It's like solidified inside the can.
Oh.
It's coming out chunky.
Oh,
God. That's a sad day.
I don't know if I'm going to puke
good.
There's a quote.
Well, do you guys prefer the John Carpenter or the Rob Zombie film?
Yeah.
Okay. Really? Cotton, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be honest
Thank
with you.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to take you at face value right now, and I'm not going to think that you're a Benji Vortex.
Thank you.
I have honestly never seen any of the Halloween films in full. Not one.
Not one.
I've seen clips from lots of them. Like I'm aware of Laurie Strode. I'm aware of Michael Myers and that he stabs motherfuckers. But Halloween was never my speed. I watched most of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I've watched all the Saw movies. So I'm not like averse to horror movies, but Halloween just never got a hold of me.
All right. So what's in my glass tonight is a beer from Hawaii. This is called King Don's Pumpkin Ale, and that's what I'm drinking. Look at that dope ass can, huh? Because that's I'm not chewing a beer tonight.
So
JDirty got to debut two different beers tonight.
Let's get out of this segment so I can talk about my thing that I was talking about.
I apologize, but it came out like fucking warm oatmeal. I'm not.
We can't get out of the segment until JDirty opens his beer, and that's about it. God damn it, Cotton. Because
right now
tonight I'm gonna do some kinky weird shit with my desk knife.
Obviously.
Yeah. Oh man.
I want to come
it's like we're doing the show together.
Yeah.
I hate you both right now, but mainly just Cotton.
No, I'm doing this for my son.
Let me tell you something. As far as those Halloween films are concerned, the John Carpenter and we'll do this while you're pouring. The Rob Zombie one. I went and saw the Rob Zombie one when I was in 9th grade. Everybody, that's freshman in high school, okay? And I was high on marijuana.
It came out that long ago?
It did. And I was high on marijuana at the time with a group of my friends. And
that was like half your life ago.
It was. And I was so high on marijuana, you guys, that when I went to this movie theater to watch the new Rob Zombie Halloween film, about 15 to 20 minutes into the film, I had a full freak out moment and ran out of the theater and told my friends that were in there, I was like, I can't do this. This is too intense. I can't do this. And in a nearby theater, Superbad was playing, which I had already seen in the theaters
so you
at
went
that
to
point.
Superbad.
So I walked over to Superbad and I watched the rest of that because I was more comfortable than watching Michael Myers kill his family as a young boy. It was very upsetting.
And I sometimes am so jealous of Mr. Double M's. Anyways, I have got.
Where's your logo?
I have got a delicious pumpkin beer. I don't even remember what you guys have. It's been so long. Let's drink our beers. Gas stations are not.
I'm on that Zen rabbit.
Grocery stores.
Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
I got that long hammer, boy.
It's fucking delightful. Okay.
So actually, can I tell you guys real quick, just a quick follow-up to that?
Can I tell a strange story?
real quick. Since that moment where I had that experience in the theater with the Rob Zombie Halloween, I watched it, and I've seen it multiple times since on film, and I was okay with it after that. But at the time, I was too young. Too young and I was too high to experience it in a comfortable fashion.
Have you ever been too high? All right, what do we got on the video?
I had something that I wanted to ask you both. After last week's show, the night
is fine.
All right, well, I guess we can move on. That was
what's the next question?
Yeah. It like 4 inches.
How many inches?
It's not just
right. I'm sorry. What was your question? I diverted.
It's huge.
How many
anything, baby? No. What I was gonna say is, I had an experience last week. The night after we recorded our last episode 129. Where I was
sleepwalking or something.
I was. And I was curious if either of you have had any sleepwalking experiences, because what happened in my house
Are you serious?
Thursday, I am. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were kidding. Go on.
No. I was told to ask him about this by him, and then I figured I would get it in real quick while he was getting into it. But no, explain to us yourself.
Okay, so like most nights, I end up in, here in the studio working on shit for the show or whatever. I'm tooling around on the computer, and I sit in here until it's time for me to go to bed, and I walk into my room and I get in bed, and it's all very fluid process, right? I do it most nights, so nothing abnormal there. I stayed up doing my thing, went into my room on Thursday night and went to bed, and then woke up the next morning to Mayhem sitting next to me and looking at me and saying, "What happened last night?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "Well, in the bathroom, the trash can was pulled out from behind the toilet, put in the middle of the bathroom. The toilet paper was taken off of the toilet paper ring, and it was sitting in the middle of our bedroom closet, just like on the floor, a roll of toilet paper just sitting on the floor. My slides were in the middle of the closet, like on top of a bunch of clothes, and then my Apple Watch, I hang it on on a little charger every night that's on my bedstand." And so I just lay it on the charger every night, and it was sitting on my sink faucet. Like I deliberately laid it on the faucet, like I thought it was going to charge it there.
Why do you think you did this? How do you know you did this?
Well, because it's all things that, and the other thing was the remote to the bidet was moved.
Fucking with you.
Was moved from in the bath. Maybe that's possible. We got to interview Mayhem. We got to get Mayhem on the show. And
she did all of it.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would do. Why do you? Accept a drink from somebody you didn't know? Were you roofied? Like, why would you just?
I was home with my family all night, and the only thing I had to drink was those seltzers. So unless I got roofied from the seltzer company, I don't think it had anything to do with that.
Yeah,
I have zero fucking recollection.
Have you ever sleepwalked before? Slept walk? I don't know the fucking past tense, but
you've been a sleepwalker in the past.
Well, I mean, Jay, you've experienced me doing crazy shit in my sleep that like.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You do weird. You pissed all over me one time.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah, at the first night of the gathering. That's why I miss Bone Thugs. But we were fucking hammered. There's a huge difference. You weren't hammered last night, rearranging your slides in your watch.
He was.
And that's the thing, is all of these things were so specific. And if I'm hammered, I don't have any ability to do anything. I'm just like fucking passed out.
But you don't have any memory of this?
Zero recollection. So Mayhem's telling me all about this, and I'm just staring at her, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, really? And so I go and I start like walking through all the places that she said, and I have no fucking memory of any of it whatsoever. So we've got like Ring cameras all over our house, like, security cameras. There's one on the top floor, bottom floor, and
inside.
And yeah, and like motion sensors, and so the cameras only activate when there's motion. So I'm like,
that's
all right. I'm gonna go look and see what time I was wandering around. So I go and I find it, and I'm like, it says it's like 1:30 a.m. or whatever, and it's just me literally walking from my office into my room, and I'm just like walking along, totally normal. You hear my door close, and then that's it. So I have no fucking idea what I did. Well,
so you don't have footage of this? I thought you were going to say you watched it.
I wish I did. And so that's why I was hoping when I went to go look at the security camera footage that like I walked around in the upstairs, the upstairs area of my house, but no such luck. So I haven't had an experience like that. And like just seeing my watch laying on the faucet, I was like, that's fucking weird. Like, why would I have done that?
Doesn't even make sense to me. This is very strange.
I have had many sleepwalking events in my life, so I understand your concern. Yeah, no, it's ever since I was a child. I've been sleepwalking since I was a kid.
I didn't know this was real.
I'll fall asleep. I'll fall asleep in my bed and wake up on the couch sometimes. Like that happens like pretty regularly.
But you're an alcoholic.
Before that, it was before the alcohol.
Oh,
yeah, said in the
no,
place.
dude, on that recent
drinking.
on that recent episode of Dr. Drew, he said that this is a super common thing, and he said that anything that you can do,
Man, you're
anything that you can do. No, but so listen to this. So
you heard a podcast and now you got it.
No, it happened, and then I heard a podcast. So I was listening to the Dr. Drew After Dark from last Friday, and he literally had a caller talking about sleepwalking and like some of the things that he did while he was sleepwalking. And I look over at Mayhem, and I'm like, holy shit, he's talking about what happened to me last night. And he's like, it's super common, and you can do anything asleep that you can when you're awake.
Yeah,
so like anything that your body and your brain can do, you can do that while you're sleeping. That's why you hear about people that like will get in their cars while they're unconscious and drive.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if I start having like a dream that's leading me down an unfaithful path with the wrong individual, I'm like, whoa, this might be a dream, but I gotta back out of this. Like, you guys are like rearranging your houses, and I can't even like.
Who's that individual? No. And why is he
rearranging your houses?
Yeah, like my dreams are like, nope, I'm not even gonna enjoy the dream. Fuck it. Like I got shit to do tomorrow. I gotta work. And you're like, I'm gonna go put my watch.
JDirty goes to bed and then he's having a dream and he's like, wait a second, I don't want to cheat on my wife.
I love my wife.
100%. I've never even cheated on her in a dream. I don't know why. And then,
not even with
that's the only
CJ?
time I got chance.
You're allowed to cheat on your wife in a dream. That's okay.
I've never been okay with it. I'm always like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I appreciate the offer, but
I'm sorry, ma'am.
This isn't going down, and neither are you.
Holy
you gotta go. But yeah, I've just never rearranged my house. That's fucking weird.
Oh my god. Okay,
listen,
well.
I've never sleepwalked, so I don't get it. I believe that it's a thing, but
it was wild. It was wild, guys. I should have taken pictures.
It was like actual.
Like seeing the trash can just in the middle of the bathroom. I was like, why the fuck would I have done that? That doesn't make any sense.
I have too many experiences with sleepwalking in my life, so I sympathize with you.
Does it run in your family? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
In your family,
I honestly, up until this moment, I thought I was the only one
sleepwalk in your family
that did it. Until he brought it up this past weekend when I saw Big Trox, and he said, "Hey, I'm need to talk to you about something on the show this weekend. It's going to be sleepwalking." And I was like, "Whoa!" Like until that moment, I thought it was just me.
But that's not what I said. I said, "Hey, remind me on the show sleepwalking," and that's all I'm going to tell you.
That's basically what I just said. The fact that you would correct that is fucking irritating and rude. Like it's so rude and irritating when basically I just said the same thing as to what you said. But
well,
JDirty,
on that
do you have
note,
a song to play or something?
I was gonna say no, man. We have a fucking guest, my friend. We have got a dope ass. I was saying, Trox is gone. Let him come back.
Why don't you freeze your own shit up before we go to our guest?
I'm frozen.
We're about to go meet. We're about to go meet one of the legendary artists of psychopathic lore.
I got a beach ball,
and you've got a fucking beach ball.
You fucking piece
God
of shit.
effing damn it!
Go watch the.
I was a wet pant guy back in the day. No more wet pants. Hey, don't play sound clips. You got.
But I can't play my video clips, so this is all you can.
There you are.
Where did I go? Oh, I'm back.
You came back with a fucking vengeance.
Really? Can we keep it in, or was it back?
You're like Zeus.
We're keeping everything in, you piece of shit.
All right, cool. So yeah, JDirty, tell everybody about our guests.
So yeah, like we talked in the beginning, we've got Gary Arnett coming up next.
Easiest thing in the world.
He is a huge instrument as far as the psychopathic, all the graphic design.
Huge instrument.
He's got a ginormous instrument and an even better beard. Wait till you see our interview. It's gonna be dope. He's coming up next, guys. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Boom. Scrub.com.
Hell fucking yeah, welcome back, guys. As promised, as promoted for a while on Wednesdays Live, the beginning of this, we have got Gary Arnett, the graphic design mastermind behind all this wasted money images behind me, college education thrown down the toilet. This is the man that Art wanted me to buy it and put it on our walls. Welcome, Gary, to Scrub Hop Talk, homie.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're very, very welcome, man. So I quickly kind of promoted you. We spoke of you're the graphic designer behind much of Psychopathic from the 95 zone up till very recently, it sounds. Go ahead and give your own promo to that as far as kind of your back history and how we know you.
I posted about it in the museum, but I just sort of stumbled on it. I had a clothing line in Detroit, and I sold to a lot of the stores, same stores that Psychopathic did, a lot of record stores. And one of them that we sold to, a friend of mine was the manager, and we were delivering some stuff one day, and there's just like this pile of clothing. It looked like somebody's laundry, dirty laundry. And I'm like, what's that? And she's like, oh, that's the ICP guys. And I'm like, are those returns or something? There's just like piles of laundry. And they're like, no, that's how they bring them in. It's just an arm full of t-shirts and stuff. And yeah, and they just throw them down. And we just had a quick conversation about it. And she said, oh, I go, do you sell a lot of it? And I mean, I was aware of Joe and Joey, but not in my sphere. But
didn't realize they were selling piles of used looking t-shirts that fast.
Yeah, exactly. And I I said, do you sell a lot of it? She goes, oh, that'll be gone by the weekend. And I was like, no way, that's crazy. And there's not a lot of bands in Detroit that can do that. I mean, at that level, or even above that level for that matter. Their game was pretty strong early on.
This is the 94, 95 era? Our area?
Yes, yeah. It was before Riddlebox. I don't know exactly when. I know some of the earliest stuff I remember doing was probably like July, and those are maybe flyers. I'm not sure what I started with, but and then just recently I found out that I had actually done one in 94 for a Terror Wheel show at St. Andrews. That was only because I did almost all the flyers for St. Andrews, and it was just a straight up. It looked like all the templated flyers for St. Andrews. Somebody just sent me a photo and said, "Did you do this?" Somebody said, "Did you do this?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I can tell because I did at that time, and for about 10 years, I did all the flyers for St. Andrews Hall."
And so that was just what the Terror Wheel show just happened to fall because you were the St. Andrews Hall guy, not because Psychopathic hit you up. That's
correct.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was. I did it. I mean, if it was for them or Nirvana or Gang of Four, whoever was touring, playing. They're like, we need flyers for all these. And anyway,
that's insane. That's dope.
And then at the record shop, I said, do you sell a lot of it? Yeah. Is it expensive? And she goes, yeah, your stuff is so much cheaper. And I was like, they're either making a killing or they're getting ripped off.
Yeah.
And so she gave me their manager's number, who was Alex at the time. And I just called him up and I said, I talked to somebody, and he knew who I was talking about, the manager. And I said, she told me what you were wholesaling your hats for. And I said, hold on, or let me call you back. I said, and I called my embroiderer, who was another Detroit company. And I said, what can these guys are going to, let's just say they're buying a gross or 144 hats at a time. What kind of price? And he's like, let me call you right back. So he crunched some numbers, called me back, and it was literally almost half the price they were paying. And Alex did not.
When can you start?
Alex did not even believe it. And he goes, well, what do you want for that? And I go, I don't want nothing. I just, you're getting ripped off by whoever's doing it, and I'm just,
how legit
just
are you?
looking out.
Awesome.
And my guy, my embroiderer, was just like, the only stipulation was, he goes, I need clean art. These guys, I've had some of these band guys before, and they're bringing me fucking matchbooks as artwork.
Right.
So I told them that. And that's how Joe and Joey first came to my studio. They brought me probably Carnival Carnage and Riddlebox cassette covers, because that's what they had, which were obviously still fairly clean art, but I scanned it, cleaned it up, and set it up so that they could digitize it and make hats. And boom, that's how that started. And then they were like looking around my studio going, well, what do you do here? And I said, artwork. And they're like, well, what do you mean artwork? And I go, and they saw my clothing line because we had some of that laying around. And I said, all kinds of stuff, and they're like, can you make a cassette? Like, there's a whole shelf full of cassettes and some CDs at that point and a bunch of albums that I had done. And they're like, well, could you make a cassette for us? And I was like, yeah, whatever, and that's where it started. But I think I actually did a flyer or two before that. I mean, I can't remember. It's so long ago. I can't remember.
I know you were saying you thought Joker's Gallery, so we scanned that in to put it up.
Yeah.
Joker's Gallery was one of the early ones I did. And actually the artwork for that is not what appeared. The original artwork. The original artwork was a drawing that Joey did, and I took it, scanned it, and colorized it because it was just a black and white drawing, and then set it all up, and it was called I want to say it was the Joker's Wild or something like that. And I'd have to go find. I don't have the artwork anymore, but I have a printout of it.
And I know that's the tape, but it sounds like it was probably a little different.
It was definitely different. Yeah. It was completely different. Yeah. And then they decided that they didn't want to use it, and I needed to come up with something quick, and that's what we did. That.
Gotcha.
And then that led to the Joker's Gallery tour or shows, and there was flyers that came out in July-ish. Yeah. And that was all based off of the art that I did.
I love how you said July-ish. Like you could nail the month. And
look at that, July 7th,
talking something that happened nearly
28
years ago, and you're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was in July when I put that out.
That's so cool.
That's wild, man.
Well, it was the summer. I had probably been working with them. Like, I don't know what records were out right in that era. I'm not in tune
into
with
that
it
as much.
like
yeah,
you guys are.
Well, I'll say it was this was the Riddle Box era for sure.
Yeah.
So this was pre-Riddle Box, right? The album hadn't dropped yet.
This was like to promote Riddle Box. Yeah, this was the beginning of that.
Yeah, and that's and this. This was a very early flyer, but I don't think it was the first one. I may have done one or two before that, and I'm not sure. Other than that one I talked about that I did, for St. Andrews Hall for the promotion.
So from this on, like they're like, okay, you're doing these flyers. You made our tape, and then you became Mr. Psychopathic as far as art and everything.
Yeah,
I looked your name up on everything.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I did a decent amount of music work, and a lot of people knew that. And like, if you needed to have CDs made or whatever, you could just ask somebody, and they go, yeah, but if they don't know how to design and put the package together, you're fucked. So, and I just had experience with it. So, and I had done dozens, if not, a lot more than that, probably 50 to 100 CD projects and cassette projects and vinyl projects back when it was vinyl before CDs.
Sure.
And now it's back to vinyl again. So
back to vinyl. Yeah.
There is an infamous story in the Juggalo world about how the Joker's cards come about and how the Hatchet Man came about, that Shaggy would draw these things on napkins. And then that would be kind of the beginning of that would be to draw it on a napkin, right? So did you experience any of that in working with them? Here's the idea, right? Like I wrote this up at Subway today.
Some stuff would almost literally come on napkins or loose leaf paper. That was my favorite. It would be torn out of like a notepad or something like that. But
this is our great idea.
Joey would draw them up, and Joey actually has, and you guys know, has pretty good skills. It was just the refining, and if you look from Carnival Carnage and even Ringmaster, they're good. They're a little crude, and I mean, it's just honestly. And then comes Riddle Box. It's a lot more refined,
more polished, more smooth.
Exactly. And that's where myself and Dan Christie, who was my studio partner at the time, who illustrated a bunch of work, and his name's in a lot of the CDs as well. We worked back and forth on a lot of those projects, and we tried to stay extremely true to what Joey drew. He's drawing it with whatever he's drawing with, whether it's a ballpoint pen or whatever. And line weights are very thin and maybe uneven. So our goal is to go back in and make sure it was more organic
crisp it up so you can print it.
Exactly.
Right. Make some
and
money off of it.
And some things changed after, we got, I mean, there are variations of things. They don't exist. The problem is I lost a hard drive probably about 10 years ago that had a good 6 or 7 years worth of psychopathic work on it. As well as other stuff, right. Digital files. But there were the original, we got the concept ideas for the Jeckel Brothers, and then we wanted to just dial it up a little bit more. And the original version of the Jeckel Brothers that we did was, honestly, it was amazing. I mean, their teeth are like dripping. Yeah, their teeth are dripping and really, really sinister. And Joe was just like, "Oh man, this is like, this is kind of too good, brother." They're gonna think we sold out. And I was just like, "Okay, can you dial it back a little bit?" And I'm like, "Okay." So we dialed it back
too
closer.
Cannibal Corpse. We gotta go back.
Not that so much. It was just it was sort of sleek but sinister looking.
Kind of left the look of the Joker.
Well, yeah, because up until then,
it was very cartoonish. Right? Yeah, they're very cartoonish, and there's nothing wrong with that. We were just trying to inch it along, which was always funny because later, and they were very specific about certain things, and later to see like the Tom Wood stuff, which was completely blown out of the water, 3D versions of those. I was just like, that's ironic that's all, although they don't really use those for Joker's cards. I mean, on the actual
not on the album covers, yeah,
but in promo material. But it was in that direction a little more. We knew that we needed to keep them as designs, flat colors, simple designs, so that they could screen print, so they could make jerseys and things like that. And that kind of technology drove a lot of what we did, design wise.
That's really cool.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Another big story I wanted to talk to you about was the very infamous poster behind my head. The just when you thought they were dead poster. When you told me that you were the man behind that, I literally was like, this guy he was the mastermind behind every piece I've ever sought after and cherish and anything above. The story behind that is epic, and I was hoping that you wouldn't mind kind of sharing that with us, because I love it.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
Well, so you got to remember at this time, which is thick in Malenko, Riddlebox, proved we could work together fairly well. We got a new record called The Great Malenko, and I would try to also anticipate a little bit of promo material. So when we would design even the CD stuff, I would take some of the elements sometimes and try to build maybe new ads or at least ideas, because sometimes I would get these calls.
One of those right here.
That one
from that same.
That's just from the Malenko photo session.
Was that not you? I thought you had said you had done their scene cover. I apologize.
No, that's Ohio. No, that was just a promo.
Get rid of that.
That's just a promo photo. No, that's
right.
Right.
But no, so yeah, you take the elements from those designs.
Yeah, and then the photo session of those heads happened, and I got a call, and probably Alex, and he's like, New York or wherever it was wants a promo poster ASAP, and they want to do this giant poster, and we want to make it kind of maybe look like an old horror poster, movie poster or whatever. You'll see the photos, they're pretty cool. It's like their heads chopped off or something. And I'm like, okay, great. And they're like, but here's the caveat, it's got to be this is early on a Friday afternoon, it's got to be in New York, I think it was, for Monday. So they literally had a runner bring the photo over to me. It got a scan, did a little bit of color, I tinted it green or something. I literally probably didn't spend more than a half an hour on it, if that. I had to meet the 4:30 FedEx pickup deadline.
Holy
pick
shit,
up
man.
pick up the CD or zip drive or whatever we were using back then. Threw it together, and they said, we're going to make this big Subway poster kind of thing. Boom, and it was gone. And I didn't find out till later that the weird little scraggly stuff down below their necks was actually meant to be like photo. I don't know if you. Oh yeah, you can see it there. It was meant to be photoshopped in like flesh and bloody and stuff like that, but there was no time for that, and no one told me at that time what it was.
Amazing.
I just thought, he kind of made it look like their heads were ripped off or something. I don't know.
Ripped off. Yeah. Man, that's crazy.
And boom, it was gone. And I think I told you, I had a tube of those posters, probably 8 or 10 of them. Gave one to a friend, and they sat around. I don't know how long. I moved up. They sat around for quite a while. And then when I moved my studio, I had so much shit in my studio. I'm like, I got to get rid of this stuff. And there were 23 contractor bags full of shit from my old studio, just trying to thin out the stuff because I didn't want to migrate it all. Kept some stuff, but that tube went in the trash with.
Bro,
I like to say that dumpster was a Juggalos wet dream. There were it wouldn't fit all in the dumpster. There were probably 15 or 20 bags sitting outside of it. Posters, you name it.
I might actually have a wet dream to this story. I'm just gonna my show right now.
Yeah, my thing was always if I could get press sheets. So that would be there before everything's cut up and it's got printer bars around the outside and registration marks, because those are super one-offs. And I also like, as a graphic designer, I like that imagery. And I still have a few things, but not very many that I would try to get press sheets, even if I wasn't handling it and somebody like in New York was handling it, I would say, hey, is there a possibility you can get them, pull me 2 or 3 press sheets, uncut sheets, and then, 2 of them and send them to me. Sometimes I would get them, a lot of that stuff though, all got broomed into the trash. I just didn't have the room. I was moving from, probably a 1,000 square foot studio down to about a third of that. And I needed to, and I was also buying this big giant, large format printer. I just needed room, and I'd held on to it forever. And I just, at that time, there was not really an aftermarket like there is now.
Sure,
there was some going on, but it was the height of it. They were pumping out so much stuff. There was no time, like there is now.
Never thought I should keep 20.
And you guys were all kids. You guys were all kids and didn't have any money. Now you're rolling and you're paying ridiculous amounts of money. I heard that poster is going for like $800, and I'm just like,
so that's what I was just going to say. My story on that, I had one that was all fucked up and the edges were torn and it had tack holes in it. And I kind of liquidated all of my shit because I moved through multiple houses like you. And so I had Jay, who's, the master at the museum. I had him help me sell this thing. And he got me like $300 for it. I want to say 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Some time ago, yeah. I don't remember.
Sometime like that, 3 or 4 years ago. Gets me 300. Tells me the other day, he's like, bro, I could get you 7 right now. And I'm like,
nice.
Are you?
It's
so
amazing
that tube that you tossed in the garbage, you probably could have got 10 grand for, which is
fun. Easily. They were mint. Pretty much all the posters I still have some. I cherry picked a couple of everything, and I still have some stuff. But almost all of that stuff is mint because it was rolled up, and I forgot about a bunch of it. I had moved, and a bunch of the old stuff that I knew I wasn't going to touch got shoved way over in the corner, and I piled some other shit in front of it, and then I found some poster tubes. That's where I found the only poster that exists, the real poster of the Strangler jeans, which I did as a full-page ad in the Detroit Metro Times. But really? I like the design of it, so I blew it up because I had a large poster printer. I blew that up from original files and had it hanging on my studio. Had 2 doors. I had it hanging on the studio door forever. And it's funny because people look at that and go, "Is that Joey?" And I'm like, "Well, the head is. The body is not." I think it was like, I looked at it again recently, and I was like, "Who the hell is this?" And I'm like, "I think that might be Bruce Springsteen." And I'm like, "No, that's not Bruce Springsteen."
That would make me so happy.
It's Jason Priestley. Yeah,
John Cougar Mellencamp.
So speaking of putting Joey's face on other characters, are you behind the infamous Tunnel of Love?
Yes.
Triple X cover, I'd have to assume. So
yeah, both of them, both Tunnel of Love covers.
Oh, that's fair. But how did Joe calls you up? Hey, we need Joey's head on.
We want to do 2 covers. One, the standard issue was a book cover that they brought me.
Like a grocery store romance kind of novel thing. That's what I've always pictured that from. I never knew the origin.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a book, and I'm trying to think of. Honestly, it's a book on sexuality or something like that. It's crazy. It's
it looks like it from the
human
image.
sexuality or some kind of weird thing like that.
I would have guessed.
I added the pink sort of tint and stuff to it, and it's from like the early 70s, I think. And then they're like, and then we want to do like we're thinking about doing this X-rated version, and I go, okay, great. Do you have
what's your idea?
Nude photos of yourselves that you want me to use? No, it's probably going to be Joey. And so I'm like, all right, I can Photoshop some stuff. But I go, before I go through and do all this, you need to talk to who's ever printing this. Because, they print a lot of CDs and girls in bikinis and whatever. But this at the time,
dudes with their hard dicks out.
It made it be.
It's a very pornographic photo. Like there's nothing like softcore cotton about this at all. I know you're not familiar as we are. With the image,
it's a woman holding a hard dick. Like it's very aggressive.
Well, I think they were using maybe disc makers at the time, and then I get a call from like Alex, and he's like, dude, we got the green light, they're gonna run this on the midnight shift when there's no women working.
Yes.
And we gotta buy all we want that one time. They're only gonna run it once, and so whatever they ordered, 5 or 10,000, I don't know what it was back then, and then obviously stickered to cover it up and everything like that. Yeah, it was the reissue stuff of it, which is actually, I think, is it on vinyl, or did they just reissue it on?
They reissued it on vinyl, both covers.
Yeah, I think they just took it and blew it up.
Yeah, the graphics.
It's really grainy. Yeah, it's really horrible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, I mean, one of the things that I wanted to ask about that I had heard was that let me phrase that a different way. They have been long standing announcing projects, and then they never come out. I can list probably here's one of them right there. There's a project that they announced that never came out. Superheroes, right there. That never came to light. But how many things were you involved in where they brought a concept to you? You designed an album, and nothing ever happened with it.
Yeah, if it was in any of those early CDs like Riddlebox and Malenko, and were there any in Jeckel Brothers? I can't remember. If they were in there,
not that didn't.
Yeah, I don't think in Jeckel Brothers, but in the early one, in Malenko, I think, and certainly in Riddlebox. Those are some of them. They had a little bit of a concept. Some they didn't. Some. I'm trying to think what was Forgotten Freshness advertised in one of them. I'm not
probably,
sure.
but those came out. I know, like the Shaggy Show DVD had like a whole little cover that happened, and
none of that shit happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Legs Diamond CD and the first Jump Steady CD.
Right.
Yes, correct.
Did you ever? So the reason I wanted to take you down this question real quick is because I was curious if you ever put together any concept art or anything for the Bloody Brothers project that was supposed to come out in like '99, I want to say. 99 2000, right, Jay?
I know the name of it, but I can't recall if I did anything. It's one of those things where, so here's in a nutshell what it was. In a 5-day work week, 4 days out of 5, I was doing psychopathic stuff. So much shit. I'm talking T-shirts, poster designs, tour merch, tour buses, CD packages, singles packages, DVDs, cassettes, whatever.
New logos each time.
Yeah, logos for all that stuff. I mean, and then multiple logos. I mean, one of my favorite logo stories was, boy, was it? Are there multiple Psychopathic Riders logos?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. They were like, we got this thing we're doing. It's called Psychopathic Riders, blah, blah, blah. I need some logos. I think that's what the project was. And so I knocked out probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 different logos. And,
Jesus.
you know, the problem was Alex couldn't necessarily say yes to it. Joe had to sort of green light it. So I got into the, you know, at that time, Rich Legs Diamond was working for them, you know, in Psychopathic, doing something, whether he was managing the warehouse, whatever. I don't remember what it was, but and I knew him, so I would call him and I'd go, "Hey, who's around?" "Oh, actually, they're all here. They're in a meeting, and it's supposed to go till 2:00. I'm like, "Okay, I'm on my way," because I knew if Joe was there, I'd get an answer. I'd get a concrete yes, no, get direction.
No, but I can
not,
move.
just not. I didn't want to fuck around with it. I just want, and so I went in and I was showing Alex. I think I had each design on a sheet of paper and had them all turned over. And I go, and that's how I pitch it. They're turned over and I go, just flip them over and then flip it back and flip it over, flip it back and figure out which ones you want. And so Joe happened to be walk in and he was just like, "What are you doing?" And I go, Gary's got some logos, stuff like that. And of course he flips them all over and we're trying to decide which one. And he's looking at it and he just goes, "Fuck it, take them all." And so of course Alex is cringing because at this point I'm aware how much money they're making off of those designs, and I mean I'm not giving them away. I would never give anything away, but and
you're being compensated to what you know you're worth.
Sure. Yeah, and
he won all 7 rights to these.
And he won all 7. So
hell yeah.
What I would have, you know, I don't know, maybe made, you know, I'm just saying maybe $1,000 or $1,500. I walked out of there with like $7,000 or something.
You're like, hey, that was a good day.
Fucking great day. It was. Because then from that, there was a lot of ancillary stuff that was made with some of those. And
sure.
I mean, I did a lot of their printing production too. They, you know, they were used to just taking things to Kinko's. If you look at their flyers were pretty much black and white, black and white, black and white until they would just, you know, swap out paper color and stuff like that. And then I want to say, shit, what is it? It's got a bloody handprint or something like that on it. It's a black and white flyer, but it's got red on it. I can't think of what it is now.
I can't either.
Mutilation
mix. Oh, I was gonna say mutilation mix has blood all over it.
Yeah, that was.
I'm surprised Jay didn't have that right off rip.
Well, it's not a handprint, but there's blood all over it.
Blood on it, yeah. That was me. I pitched them the idea of doing a 2-color flyer, and that was the very first 2-color flyer or multicolor flyer.
There is a handprint on it. It's inside that display case. I just looked. You were right, my friend.
And so that was when we still did black and white ones, or 1-color ones, but that was the first because somebody, I think it was in the museum or something, somebody mentioned that or had that, and they're just like, "Is this worth anything? Is anybody?" And I'm like, dude, you know, that's the very first color flyer, even though it was only 2-color that they ever did, and it was just the expense of it.
And it was on glossy paper.
It wasn't printed at Kinko's. I mean, we had to take it to a print shop, you know, give them color separations and which are simple spot color, but you know,
legit.
And then from there, I can't think of what, but then we rolled into color printing after that. A lot of stuff was still color printed. You know.
So I just wanted to put up a couple of the other things here that that you're responsible for before we we want to go into what you got going on coming up. Before we do that, I just wanted to I've been drinking bourbon the whole time, man. You're totally fine. So this is the Dark Lotus ad from when it was Bobby Mars and like
first announced, first logo.
23 years old now.
100% me. Yep.
Wild.
So,
Yeah.
so the Dark Lotus project. I know you said you didn't do all of them, but yeah, you created this very first logo, which again, insanely epic,
Iconic.
Yeah. So at this point in the game, this is at this level, 2001. They're buying everything. I want every logo, everything you can do. From that era, or from that time, I was just curious. The Psychopathic, the last time they hit you up, is it like, oh, just show us 3 and we'll get like a half of one? You know what I mean? Are they still like buying everything you show up, or is that whole let's go crazy?
No, they would just send me. They would send me the information for this. You know, we need a Dark Lotus. Well, we need a Dark Lotus logo, or a logo for Dark Lotus, and they would send me, you know, announcing our new album. It's called Tales from the Lotus Pot. I didn't have anything to do with the album art. I don't know who did. I don't even remember. I don't know that I've ever actually held one. I did this. I did a poster. I did a rubber keychain of that logo. I think.
Jay goes, I have one in my hand.
It's not in my hand, but I do own one.
All right, let me take you to the next one here. I want to get your take on.
I have some mint versions of that
one. We talked about Joker's Gallery. Now, this one, this is an amazing image to me. This really brings me back big time.
This is them, you know, relaying to me. Sometimes it would come in the form of initially faxes. We're doing this tour called the Wicked Clowns from Outer Space. You know, can you maybe do something with us in some kind of space outfits? I don't know if there's any on there, but I may have done some initial sketches. Dan, my studio partner at the time, Dan, did most of the illustration work on it. And if you know, it's very look-wise, their heads are very similar, sort of to
like the Jeckel Brother photos.
Yeah, the also
crazy to me, man.
Mad Professor.
Yeah.
Sort of in that vein. Yeah, but it is also very sort of photo-like. And, you know, when it's cartoony, it's actually way easier to do.
I'm sure.
And yeah, that was a shirt that we all were
we did we did the twisted stuff down on the bottom too.
Oh, hell
yeah. I have a very shitty version of that tattooed right there.
Nice. Yeah, those ultimately became their faces for the Beanie Boys too.
Yeah, man, and I think you're also responsible for this one, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't see what it is.
Your logos in there, the Hocus Pocus clowns.
Yeah. That was interesting because that was one of the first times that they actually. I mean, I'm going. You guys, you're clowns. Let me put you
lean into it. Lean into
it. Let me put you in fucking clown suits. And they're like, okay. And I believe.
It's one of my favorite all-time images, obviously, since I
think they were gone on tour somewhere, and this all when I finished it, they gave me all the information for the back. It got a quick once over, and it went off to print. And wasn't it just a European single at first or something? I honestly, and it went to Europe and was printed, and Joey never saw it until it came in. And they were just like, "Oh shit," you know. And then that ended up morphing into the skateboard, and then the whole the tour,
Juggalo Funhouse tour,
Funhouse tour,
and the Beanie Babies.
Wow,
and the Beanie Babies, and their faces for the Beanie Babies.
I love we got Cotton in here, and he's looking at these things, and he's like, "I was 6 years old when this all was coming out." He has no idea what's going on.
Zero frame of reference for any of this. But I do have a question for you, Gary, and that is because we've been talking about just all clown stuff, obviously, this whole time. But you got into this just to do graphic design, and like, was there another artist or group or some other work that you did along this timeline that like really sticks out to you in your mind of like someone that you got to work with?
A different realm.
What I don't even know what year this is. You know, somewhere in there, there's Kid Rock stuff. There's man, who else is this? King Gordy.
Nice.
Man, I'm trying to think. You know, other bands. I mean, that I wanted to work with. It didn't matter. I mean, you know, if you called and I had, yeah, whoever's paying. If you called and I had the time to get into it and do it, I did it. You know,
that's awesome, man. A lot of Detroit. Did you ever worked with Isham in his early days, or did he kind of?
No, never did any Isham work. I think he had somebody who handled all of his stuff. You know, I mean,
he's had the same logo since 1988. So,
yeah, and that's you know, to his credit, you know, that's unlike ICP. They wanted a different logo for every project, which meant they could sell, you know, a new T-shirt. You know, both the name logo and the album. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Twisted has a different Twisted logo for every single run.
I did probably 10 different Twisted logos, probably, including the famous Green Book Guts logo, they like to call it. I didn't have anything to do with this, although it. Let's see, what's the date on that? Can you tell?
My producer is not. They're not taking a good.
I think God, I want to say this says 94 or 95.
Yeah, that I was part of Orbit magazine, but from the beginning there was a handful of us that started it, but that at that time I had stepped away because my graphic business had just exploded. I still occasionally did some work and stuff. I believe those are Isham, or not Isham, E-Wolf photos. I can't remember. He shot stuff for us, and he was a friend of mine who was a photographer. I brought him in to shoot a lot of clown stuff and a lot of Twisted.
96 is what it says.
96. Yeah, I was definitely gone from the magazine. I mean, gone being literally maybe not even a half a mile down the road, because I had to move out of the magazine studio that I'd been working in there and doing a lot of even some clown stuff, and I had to move out of there and move to my own studio. I bought a whole new setup, and you know, spent like $30,000 on a computer setup, and it
holy
fucking
shit.
hurt. Yeah, well, that's when I paid $5,000 for a laser printer, which is just ridiculous because you can buy that same kind of thing for about $800 now.
I was gonna say,
easily.
It evolved greatly. Man,
Gary, man, thank you so much for
dope.
being on our show. This history and knowledge, and you know, I'm calling you a friend, Gary. This has been a really, really good time having you here with us.
All right.
Want to talk a little bit about what you got coming up. Jay was kind of filling me in before the show that you had some events.
Yeah.
Oh, well, one of the projects that I worked on. Well, I worked with ICP Psychopathic for quite a while. It might have been 12 years, you know, and then there was some, for a while it paused. I came back with Bang Pow Boom. I did up to the first Wraith record, the Shangri-La, and then we sort of parted ways there. And then beyond that, I came back with Bang Pow Boom when they brought Mike Clark back, who's a friend of mine. And he actually suggested it to Joe. He's like, "You need to bring Gary back, man. We need to get that mojo going." Nice. So at the time we parted ways after Shangri-La, I don't even know the years there. Is that 2004, something like that?
Jay probably could tell you the release date.
Yeah, I got in the former publisher of the Orbit magazine had started this art show called the Dirty Show here in Detroit, and I'd been involved a little bit even with the very first few, and it wasn't struggling, but it needed some prodding in another direction. And one of the guys who was also involved in it was sort of leaving, and so this opportunity came up for me to step in, and I had a lot of free time because those 4 days with doing psychopathic stuff were no longer there.
Finally over.
Yeah, and I stepped into took a large role in the Dirty Show, which is now in its. So that would have been about Dirty Show 4, Dirty Show 5, I think. And now this year, which is coming up in a few weeks, Dirty Show 23. So it's been 23 years.
Congratulations.
It's actually the largest erotic art show in North America. So it started initially in the offices of the magazine. We moved all the desks and shit out of the way and hung a bunch of art. And then there was a dentist's office down the hall that moved out, so we convinced the landlord to rent it for, a weekend, and then hung a bunch of art in there. And now it's if you've been to Detroit, if you've been to any of the, not the most recent Hollow Wickeds, but maybe 3 or 4 years ago, it was at the Russell Industrial Center in Detroit. We were the very first public event in that Russell Industrial Center when they opened it up as an event space.
And then that's where you do it every year?
Yeah, and that's where we've been doing it since then. And we hang about 200 artists, probably over 300 pieces of art. And there's a film category, and there's a stage with burlesque and drag queens. And I don't have anything to do with any of that, but the artists are enough of a diva. I don't need more that end, and I just don't want to deal with that. But it's pretty popular. I mean, it probably over the course of 2 weekends, we probably bring about give or take 10,000 people through.
Wow!
And it's in the middle of February. It's always around Valentine's Day for lovers, and
of course, set the mood.
It's
for the lovers out there.
Yeah, and it's fun. Actually, you're in Denver. We have one of our featured artists is a girl from Denver this year. We have art from Colombia, from Brazil, from Germany, obviously North America and Canada. I mean, the United States and Canada. Obviously, a lot in the Midwest and the Detroit area. It's kind of a staple around here. There used to be other events in February, and then this thing just grew bigger and bigger, and a lot of those events have moved away from February. We kind of own a lot of February.
You took them.
That's awesome, man. Good for you.
And that website for that is Dirty Detroit?
DirtyShow.org.
Oh, okay.
DirtyShow.org.
Yeah, if you hit that, it resolves to dirty. What is it? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's DirtyShow.org.
And then your website is electricvector.com. Correct?
Yeah, that's my poster gig. We started that probably, I don't know, 2015, 2016. They're sort of vintage throwback posters, not reprints. We've taken ideas, we mash up old and new imagery, and we created vintage artwork. And it's kind of in the realm of spook show horror movie stuff. If you're familiar with spook shows, girly burlesque stuff, and vintage racing. And there's a few other oddball things. And those we wholesale, we sell on our website. We do street fairs, travel to other shows and things like that. And then I still do graphic design,
Man, the man stays busy. Detroit's own Gary Arnett, you guys.
Yeah.
It's been dope as hell. Gary, thank you for your time, my friend. You were awesome. It's been an eye-opening Juggalo experience, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Gary.
I'd like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
We're gonna do that.
Gotta go. We're having some static here.
We're gonna play a track right now, and then I gotta go talk to Gary about my car's extended warranty. So we will.
Guys, we'll be right back.
Thank you, Gary.
Scrub Hop Talk, you guys. Thank you very much, Gary Arnett. The boys of BDC. We'll see you guys in about 5 minutes.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks.
Oh shit, y'all. Now I'm back. I'm not gonna lie, and look, I know we've discussed some of the images already from this fucking website, but y'all, I cannot leave my computer, man. Every day, I'm back to the people of Walmart.com. So I left you wanting more, and for that I apologize. I'm back with many more, so be sure not to go and blink your eyes. You get a couple cracks and some oversized thighs. Make it to the end, I promise all y'all a big surprise. You broke out of jail just so you could hit the mart, and here's the pimp again, because I know that he's your favorite part. You got the lady with the dino tail looking out. I can't stress enough, mom, I still don't got a job. This guy's suit lets you know that he's got guns. This girl's suit lets you know that she's got one. I guess it all depends on what Stone Cold says. Sometimes a fake clown, best place to lay your head. And here we got a gal you know packs a lot of meat. And here we got a guy apparently shit his own seat. You got the granny with the fake tits and short skirt, another nice rack, but I'm just afraid that it would hurt. Girl, you know I'm sexy cause I'm better than the rest. So what you think I'm dressing up, bitch? I'm a house arrest. You know the pimp hand is only made for pimp slapping. I guess Walmart the best place for cracks to happen. I gotta have the candy, girl, if I don't it will die. And God made me beautiful, so I don't even try. Puffin' pain, yeah, the same as preaching peace. And drag your kid in a sled is no different than a leash. This a car that should've never left the garage, but let's all take a pause for a back tick collage. I mean, seriously, dude, this is nasty. Look at this dude, and her, she got side boobs. And yes, I'm aware that I'm looking like a trash can. Over here we get to see these tits on an old man. And you can find people here that never pop the cherry. On the other hand, it's still the place to go and get married. And let there be no mistake, this is not a lady. Told you in the first one, don't you dare touch the fucking baby. Here we got a gal straight digging for gold. A Willie the pimp, and he will never get old. We got famous people everywhere, from Method Man to Young Buck and George Michael Bluth, that's his name, I don't give a fuck. We got Mr. Fallon prep like a new dude. In 30 years, Jimmy, you'll be just another never nude. Your gear is not correct, got you looking like a fellow. Same time next week, came back as Big Yellow. And sorry, Dad, you're not worth a new sticker, but I don't think this lady's hair could get any thicker. Here we show the true colors of a big cat's meow. Then straight sidetracked by that dude looking like a cow. Mullet kid thinks he's chilling at the mall, and she's good at riding bikes, but even better playing softball. And that's his whole damn face. Holy shit, must have hurt. The people still broke, still make their own shirts. I'm not saying I'm offended, no, I'm saying that it's strange. The cup is even pink, Big Willie with big game. And I can't stress enough, homie, yes, I agree with you. But what did you think dressing up in all blue was gonna do? You want chicks? Let's go from third to first. And I'll bring you back to earth as I proceed to show you all the worst. And you will land in the card in the case that you fall. The guy don't need a cane, fuck it, he'll just use a saw. The old guy playing games with the hip thrust stance. Give it up for the no pants cramps. Here's the only person I would ever call Big Red. Oh fuck, wait a minute, yo, I take back what I just said. Looking nasty, showing off your front camel crack. Forget about this guy, cause she's the one that's bringing sexy back. Always seeing through your pants, the man is showing no fear. A quick throwback to the greatest picture of the year. Props to the pimp, I hope the whole world heard me. Did I forget to mention motherfuckers down with JDirty?
Man.
Oh, he's gonna be speedy today. Gonna be too speedy. Oh.
Oh.
That's the end?
Well,
we don't get any more?
In more ways than one, I think.
No, that's the end.
Oh my God.
The world as we know it. Hilarious video. Haven't seen those pictures in forever. Definitely, you can't just hear that song. It's always good. I'm glad we spliced in the video for you guys, so that could be enjoyable.
Oh my God!
Why that ever came out on a CD is beyond me. No killer, just filler.
Oh my God! So what I have tonight?
Do we have another
I have a bunch of things.
Hey, I'm back. I'm not.
I don't need a bunch. We've done enough. We've done enough.
Yeah, real quick, you guys, thank you very much to Gary Arnett. That shit was dope as fuck.
That
was flavorful. Yeah, thank you for coming on. On us, our faces, our show, our ears, everything. We appreciate you. That was dope as fuck.
Thanks for coming on my ears.
Some user submitted content tonight. I've been getting a lot of clips sent in from shitheads abound and shouts out.
They're bound.
Shitheads.
How do you know that? Okay, I'm sorry. They're in danger.
No, man. I'm getting content sent in all the time from Wise Guys and Tracy and Laney and it's dope. Those guys. Tonight I just want to focus on some of the things that have been sent in. These were curated by our fans, and I think everyone will enjoy them. So I want to start here. Okay,
bro.
Here we go.
Who are you, bro? Yeah, you. Who are you, bro? Yeah. I'm Gil. You Gil? I'm looking for Keisha. Yeah, you was the one in her DM. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. We played you, bro. Yeah. We got your cash out. Appreciate you, boss. You a freak in them DMs, too. Yeah. We'll expose you, boss. No. You a freak, boss. What's in the box?
12-piece spicy.
Put it down or we expose you. Put it down. You came with flowers too, boss? Oh
great.
my God. You came with flowers, boss? Put it down, boss. Walk off, boss.
12-piece spicy.
Man, like why?
So explain what happened.
Okay, so this guy was obviously DMing with a woman that
right,
was a
Keisha.
catfish, Keisha, and he thought he was going to a date with Keisha, and he showed up with some flowers. And
So the guy on the speaker was Keisha.
Yes, the guy on the speaker was Keisha, and the gentleman caller, he was there. Boss, he was there to see Keisha, and he had some flowers, and he had 12-piece spicy. And
so the Cash App was the hustle, but they're like, hey, where do you guys want lunch from? Let's have him pick up some good food.
Yeah, for real. And he's like
that's such a kick in the dick. Like after the play,
imagine you're like
lunch is like the worst shit ever.
You're this poor fucking guy, and you're like, I'm just trying to get a chick here, and this is something that.
Think about what he was doing. That he's like, it's cool. Keep the chicken, keep the money.
But not just that. Not just that is that he was probably hungry. Like he was probably waiting to eat lunch until he was hanging out with Keisha.
You mean is that like the equivalent to when they say a girl is too thirsty? Because
exactly
that's what was going on with that guy.
Exactly. He was like, "Girl, I'll be through with the lunch here soon," and then he was sitting there thinking, "Like, I got."
What was he doing that he was that embarrassed about? That's what I want to know. What was
being a freak in the DMs? Act? You come on, you've never been a freak in the DMs. Come on, Jay. What was like
I'm not a freak in my dreams. What are you talking about? No, not in the DMs either. Are you not listening?
This guy can't even get any sloppy top in his dreams. Okay.
No, not from anybody different.
JDirty goes to sleep and he wakes up like, I wouldn't want to upset you.
No, I'm at that level, bro. Just you game recognize me.
Are you at this level?
This is why. That's why I don't take my dog outside.
Were they being chased?
And I know they're just deer, so they're fucking stupid.
I love that's the thing.
Yeah, just smash into this fucking fence.
I like how the one was like, oh, it's open right to my left. My bad. Because he didn't come back and keep looking around. He walked over 3 feet and was like, I'll go this way.
Yeah, that one was sent into the email. Again, if you are interested in sending in content, scrubhop@gmail.com. I will take your videos of deer running.
I love watching deer becoming brain injured.
That's fucking great to me. I will watch that all day. Anything you send in, I'm going to watch. I can't guarantee I'm going to play it all, but I will definitely watch it because I'm into that.
There are statutes and limitations.
This one is...
Hold on. Before you play it, you brought it up. You got so excited. Your face lit up like this was Pulp Fiction. I want anybody watching the replay, go back.
This is Marcellus Wallace.
You got so excited and your face lit up. Go ahead.
I watched Pulp Fiction like 4 days ago, by the way.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
I did. I was traveling and it was on HBO in my hotel room, so I watched the whole thing. It was great. So here you go. Yo, did you see what just happened?
Yeah.
Okay. So
whoever sent this, you're done watching our show. I don't want you.
I don't want to talk to you.
This is two motorcycles riding side by side next to a car, and the one motorcycle has multiple people on it, like a man driving, a woman, and a child, all on the back, and a bunch of groceries wrapped around them. That motorcycle gets tipped by the car. It gets sent into a wild sort of spins, hits the other motorcycle, and then pulls into the most like. Speaking of Pulp Fiction, this is like the scene where Sam Jackson and John Travolta get shot at 96 times and they're fine.
And somehow don't get shot at all, yeah.
Watch, now that you know that, watch this.
That is the scariest shit ever, man.
They missed.
He dumped his wife and daughter when that happened, and they almost were under an 18-wheeler.
They spun, and the 18-wheeler missed them by like an inch. Like that. That is some
mom
sort
was
of
Lucy
fucking
Liu from fucking Kill Bill.
That is some fucking crazy, and the fact that somebody got that on video too, like wild shit.
That was like a trained mother action, taking like the reflex to like grab the kid. And
I know, to grab the baby and just
like that's unbelievable. That whole thing was in 2 seconds.
It's a put on. It's got to be a put on.
Oh yeah, no, that did that
I don't
say,
like you showing us fake shit.
What's that big producer name? Gary Shandling? Is it one of his
that was from Fast and the Furious 13.
That was one of Gary Shandling's works.
No, fucking wild.
That was
wild.
Fast and the Furious goes to pole position.
I had to show you. Thank you again. If you want to send in more content like that, you can reach us at scrubhop@gmail.com. I take your suggestions, clearly. That's why I'm playing them tonight. I want you to know that I'll play the
computer.
We're cleaning out the computer, and I'm playing the things that you send in. Speaking of that, this one was also sent in, and this is fucking cool. So check this out.
Elude the police?
So that is a car on a getaway chase trying to elude the police, drives over like a median to an overpass, lands on one bus, and then like drives over another bus, and and then goes
lands on the
overpass.
opposite lane and gets away clean.
Look at I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it's loud as fuck, but watch this shit again.
Oh.
Like how?
Wow. And look, they had the street blocked off. That's why he did it, because they were like roadblocked him.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering what made him do that. Yeah, that's amazing. Like that's the most amazing shit ever.
Yeah, the cops were trying to stop him, and he's like, "Oh, I see a semi truck there. I'm gonna look at that." He's like rolling the dice, hit that semi truck.
These motherfuckers be playing way too much like video games, like.
Oh man, well I'm excited for our Florida man then.
That was you can't say that he looked at it like, oh, I'll just do this. He just thought maybe I won't die.
Maybe I won't die if I try this.
Well, or
here,
either that or like, oh, I'm gonna head on collision into that cop. I gotta go somewhere, and like that somehow worked out.
Yeah, but there's no thought process in that moment. He's just like,
it's not like Nicolas Cage and Gone in 60 Seconds. He's like, he's looking at like the thing, like, hold on.
No. Yeah, he's not Baby Driver. He's not Baby Driver.
Baby
Driver. He's just like
great
left.
I'll break your desk if you don't give me my
Baby
brother.
Driver is fantastic. Go ahead.
That
was right before Kevin Spacey got canceled. So that's
that
like
was his last
that's
movie.
the last Kevin Spacey movie you're allowed to watch now, because he got after that he's dead to the world. You can't.
And
see
I
him.
have a Kevin Spacey marathon going on in my house, and that's what I always end on. Go ahead.
You guys eating pudding pops during it? What the fuck is wrong with
That's
you?
weird.
I didn't say I had him over. I just watched them by myself.
Do you have contact to him? Because we'd have him on the show.
No, I don't talk to him. I just watch his movies on repeat by myself.
Watch this video and I'm not sure. This was sent in by Wise Guys, and he's
a wise guy.
Fucked up.
What do you think about this?
I already don't like it.
That's a tire coming in from the highway. Now, do we think he's fine? I think he's fine. I think he's fine.
Death Note.
No, I think he's fine. You think so? I think he's fine.
Death Note.
You don't think he's fine? The caption on the link.
I think he's fine.
He's
I think he's okay.
No, he's fine. He's dead.
I mean, his teeth are gone. His nose is shattered. Do it again.
He's dead.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Is that like a two-way head injury?
He's
looked
not
like
walking
he was
like somebody who's got a good thing going. And head.
Did you see?
Okay,
So the way in which the tire hits his head, it's almost as if only to propel it into the ground. There's not
the way in which
else
the guy
going on
chases
with
after the tire before helping the guy who just got pummeled into the ground is what I thought you were gonna say. I'm like, what a dick! Hey, that's a good 34 inch.
Hey, that's good rubber.
RTV.
That's
So you
good
guys
rubber
don't.
right there.
You don't think he bounced?
4852 F.
Like you don't think he bounced back right away and he was like off writing novels?
No, that was
again?
the last bounce he did.
Okay.
It felt very flat.
Okay. Are we doing anything else?
I didn't show it.
Yeah, just one more. I wanted to end on a funny one. So that
I mean, by the time this one was over, it transitioned.
I thought we
Yeah,
just did that.
Top. Look at the
We
top.
didn't
It's
just
all
do
about
that?
I think he's okay. I think
end on
he's
the funny
okay.
one?
I think he's okay. You guys shouldn't
I
just
think
rush
O and
to
K
judgment.
Are the only two
Yo, and shout
say.
out Wise Guys. He's somebody who sends me shit that's so fucked up that a lot of it I can't play on the show. Like he sent me a video of a dude trying to chop a carrot out of another guy's mouth with a sword, and he chops his fucking nose off. And he's like, "Hey, play that on the show." Like,
why can't we?
Can we? Do you guys want to see that?
No, I don't want to see
pull
that.
it. I'll
Why
pull
do
it.
I want to see that? What's wrong with
Yeah, we'll
all
do that
of
on
you
131.
people?
I'm with that.
Holy
That's not the worst thing we've ever
Follow
done.
my man Wise Guys. He's funny.
I'm done with today's show. I'm done.
All right. No, I got one more. That's what I'm saying. I got one more
Fuck
clip.
what you're done with or any of that bullshit.
He's
Shut
such
up.
a whiny bitch. We're gonna go into
Ho-ass
the
ho-bang.
final clip of the night that was sent in by our social media manager, Lainey.
What's up, Lacey?
Go ahead.
She sent that in my fucking shit's frozen.
Oh my god, you piece of garbage. Are you being serious right now? We've done so much show tonight, and this is insane.
So much show. Oh, there he goes. Look at him. Look at him. I don't want to make any jokes of what this looks like.
Everything's fucking frozen.
But we got to keep it on this at least for a minute, because if you
God
fix
effing
soon,
damn it.
This is
Son of
really
a
good
bitch.
for the show.
We
Oh
could
my
always
God.
just be done with clips for tonight if we.
We're
did
not.
so.
I have one clip left. It's coming.
We
Your
don't
microphone
have
cut
one
out.
clip
It's
left.
hard to read your lips. What'd you say?
Fuck you.
Oh, I got that. Okay.
I still have a clip left.
We
Thanks
don't have
a
any
lot.
clips left. We don't have any
I
time.
do.
You know
A
what's
clip is
you're-
is an animated picture. It has to move, and your square
It's
is
gonna
not exactly
move.
providing that.
Man, it's crazy how like your voice is in like perfect time with us.
I'm just
Like,
waiting
you're
for it to.
still
Oh,
on
and he's
show.
gone.
Like
Ah.
I still think we need to keep as much of this as we can, because it's really interesting to see that type of phenomenon. You know what I mean?
Phenomenon. I mean, I was gonna say it's type of footage, but.
Yeah.
So
but
while we wait for him, I just want to say, man, I would love to get a hold of that first gathering footage that Gary was just talking about, because every time I saw the cameras like filming something, I got up on a chair so I would be like way taller than everybody else and purposely be seen, and it never came out. I was so excited. But you can see me in his footage of that gathering in the Twisted DVD, because I'm super tall and I had hair, so I'm very noticeable. Did you leave too?
No, I'm just surprised that you know where you would be in this man's random footage.
Oh, I was specifically putting myself in the camera sight, so I was trying to build infamy even back in those days for myself.
Oh my
Abso-fucking-lutely.
God! Oh my
Abso-fucking-lutely.
God!
Hey,
I mean, we need to have him back on the show. That was an incredible talk, and the man's got stories on stories. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
to us, he's a friend of the show. To him, he's definitely an acquaintance.
Yeah,
Because
to
that was
him,
so
he's
funny
like,
what he
sure
said to
thing.
Trox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
man,
I'm gonna
he was
consider
so
you
good.
a friend. All right.
Yeah, that fucking was awesome, man. I loved it in every way.
But Big Trox deserved that, because he can't even fucking hold a simple internet connection together long enough to do the show. So it's like
He still is. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna wait till he comes back for that one.
Ah, fuck.
Okay.
Welcome back to JDirty Reacts. It's your boy JDirty. Wait, what are we doing?
He's not always right. He's always real. This one got sent in by Lainey. This is the last clip of the night. We have had difficulties.
In my size, Amy, you don't know how it is. There's stuff you can do. You want to be a big baby about everything. I ain't baby. You're the damn baby. Grow the up. You first. Bitch, I've been grown.
What the fuck is going on?
That was fun. So I
can't agree more.
That was a clip. I think from 600 or 1,000 Pound Sisters or 600 Pound Life or one of those shows.
Oh, I thought it was like Honey Juju or whatever.
Honey Juju.
It's Boo Boo, and it's not what it was. But no, I think that was.
I don't know the names.
I'm sure Lainey will put it up in the comments.
Tammy?
I thought it was funny, and I wanted to end it on there.
Wrong mom.
Okay. God damn it.
Right. No, I like the video too.
Guys, I feel really, really.
I hate the video. What do we do?
Okay,
Jay,
that's a reaction.
Jay, can I get a peek inside?
I'm so upset.
What's going on over there?
Who's in the box? Oh, what's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's in the fucking box?
I've got a package for you. It's long. It's turgid. It's already wrapped in a rubber.
Don't stroke it.
I got 3 new posters tonight.
Never heard you say that before.
I am opening for the first time. So we spoke tonight with Mr. Gary. Oh, shut up. We spoke to Mr. Gary Arnett tonight about the Just When You Thought They Were Dead poster.
We did.
Now, some homies online have recently gotten a hold of those photos from the photo shoot. Maybe our guest tonight had something to do with it. Maybe he didn't. It's all speculation and hearsay.
Yeah.
But a new series of these posters, Trox, has been put out where with they're new photos from that photo shoot and then individual photos. So yeah, peep that. They're dope as fuck. They're 18 by 24, so they're smaller.
What?
Yeah, right?
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then check the third one is dope. I waited to open these until the show. I obviously saw
I
them.
want that.
And then check this one.
What the fuck, dog? That's all real?
Yeah, they're fan made, if you will, but from the photo shoot from the Just When You Thought They Were Dead photos.
I
will talk to the guy. They were limited to I think 50 or 65 sets of these. And yeah, I'll hit them up and see if they still have them because
holy fucking shit.
I was stupidly excited, crazy fresh. So that's my
I regret selling mine because that's fucking crazy.
And I thought that would be a good one. I've had them for about 2 or 3 weeks. I thought that would be a good one in light of having Mr. Arnett on tonight because, very reminiscent to that interview. So, fuck yeah, that's what's up in the box.
Shouts out Detroit.
In the box.
Yeah, shouts out Detroit. First everybody.
Detroit versus everybody.
What's going on over there?
Who's in the box? Oh, what's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's in the fucking box?
Guys,
Sorry,
we have had
Chris. Mine was better.
We have had so much fun tonight, and I want to keep having fun. And the most fun place in the world right now is something that I like to call television. I only said television because my thing for this week is not on Netflix, but I'm going to go first because I followed another one. Jesus fucking Christ, Troxy Cotton.
I'm not gonna.
Are we still doing the show?
I'm not gonna pretend like I don't have to yawn.
Do you remember?
Do you remember like
no? Do you remember like 2008 Artie Lang? You remember 2008 Artie Lang when he would just like nod off on the show, and he would just like fall asleep in the middle of interviews? That's you.
I'm not falling asleep, and fuck you guys. The point is that if I have to yawn, that's a human thing to do, and I can do it if I need to. You can continue on with your stuff and let me yawn and not fucking disrupt the show, you piece of shit. What were you going to talk about? What's on Netflix?
You ruined my point.
Wow. Anyway, Trox, what are you watching, homie?
I'm upset. I'm upset. If I'm being real, I'm upset.
You can't get past it. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, so I took one of Cotton's recommendations from a recent episode. So I gotta pass him an accolade because he really lives on accolades. And I started watching White Lotus with Mayhem on HBO, and Jesus Christ, is that show fantastic. We banged through the whole first season in 2 days. It's only 6 episodes, so it's not super tough to do. But man,
first season's great, right?
The acting is superb. The writing is really good. It's funny. It's dark. It's fucked up. The
ending's fantastic to season 1.
Ending's wonderful. Highly recommend it, Jay. I'm glad I took.
No, that's on the list to watch for sure.
Really good show.
I've heard I've heard a lot of talk, and no one's talked bad about it.
We started season 2 last night. We watched the first episode, and it was wonderful.
Oh my god!
I'll have season 2 done by the time we talk next. But that's all I've really had time to watch. I started re-listening to the Norm Macdonald audiobook, and I'm almost done with it for the second time because it's so goddamn funny that I just can't get enough of it. And that's it.
Fucking
JDirty.
Cool. What I did watch was going into the old Howard Stern film. And what a weird experience this has been. So the Pamela Anderson interview was this last week, which was awesome. It was very cool. She was a definite, spank bank top 3 for many a year. Like she held a spot above all else for a long time. So the interview was dope to hear. And then I went and watched the video after I listened to it. And I don't even think I recognized that lady. Like, she looks completely fucking different.
What are you
really?
Doing?
Me? What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm telling you that I watched the interview on the app, and she looks like
is she completely like
deflated in many ways? Like, she's like so much surgery. Her face doesn't even look like her face. Like, if I didn't hear her voice, I'd think it wasn't even the same person. Yeah, it's weird as fuck. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I don't know what you mean. What am I doing? I'm being honest. I'm not always right, but I'm always real.
I haven't looked at it yet, but
I watched that and it was weird.
There's a lot of that going on right now, and that's like that's been a theme on several podcasts and the Stern Show about.
What do you mean that people just don't look like themselves anymore?
Yeah, like
they get old and become lizards.
Crazy celebrity surgeries where they get where they just look fucking bonkers all of a sudden, and they don't look.
It's like the Lil Kim syndrome, I think.
Yeah, Lil Kim was
Lark
wild. Fam.
All right, I've been watching something else on Netflix.
Did I cross a line? Was that rude to say?
No,
misogynistic.
Yeah.
How? No, if it's talking about
if anybody loses their
surgically altered themselves to look crazy. Like, are you going to say the same thing about Simon Cowell? Have you seen that guy? He looks like a fucking man.
I know, but I don't think JDirty mentioned Simon Cowell for the least bit. I think
I'm a heterosexual male. I never tried to jerk off to Simon Cowell in any of his ways.
I think JDirty compared his old spank bank to his future terrifying dreams. Like that's I don't think that there was.
You went a little deep into that. I'm not going to have terrifying dreams about her.
She went from barbed wire to gang.
With her in my dreams in any era of her being. So I'm just saying she don't look like anything. Normal.
Listen, I'm just trying to keep.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm not touch me right now. I'm happily married.
I'm trying to keep this show on YouTube.
Cancelable because
I'm trying to keep this show on YouTube. That's all I'm trying to do. All right, you guys do whatever
you're allowed to say on YouTube who you quit jerking off to, and
I don't know that you're allowed to say that. I don't know that you're allowed to say that.
You can't.
Well, I just did.
If you can't say that, then that's no YouTube I want to be a part of. No,
we would have been canceled long before tonight if that was the bar.
That's if that's the line. If I can't tell you who I'm not jerking off to, come on.
Well, let me get more into what I'm.
What are you watching, Cotton?
Netflix,
you fucking dick.
Something I found out is pretty cool. Paramount Plus, you guys. You ever been on Paramount Plus? It's got all of Comedy Central stuff on it, right? So you can go on there.
I'm up.
You can see all kind of Comedy Central stuff. But one of the new things, it's not even new, it's just a show that I've never
I'm excited
seen
for this actually.
That's on there is produced and created by none other than Tim Robinson and and Sam Richardson of the show that we love so much. I Think You Should Leave. And these two guys made a show on Comedy Central years ago called Detroiters. Shout out to Gary, our previous guest. And it is about
Was he in it?
He wasn't in it, but he is from Detroit, and this is about Detroit.
Shout out Danny Brown.
No, definitely shout out Danny Brown.
Big ups Eminem.
Big ups Royce to 5'9".
Mikey Clark was his friend.
I'm confused.
God damn it. I watched season 1 of Detroiters, and holy fuck if I'm so upset that I've never seen that show before. It's so funny. It is about an ad agency in Detroit, and that's the two main guys, Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson, that are doing it. And they just go around to different local companies and try to come up with advertisements for them. And it is fan-fucking-tastic. Tons of great cameos.
Sam Richardson is a stand-up, or why do I know that name?
He is an actor who's on. I think
you've seen him in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's been in a grip of stuff. But if you've watched, I Think You Should Leave. He's on there. And god damn it, if they aren't so funny together. I've heard about this show before, but then never gave it a shot. And then once I realized who had done it, I was like, oh shit, I need to try this. And I've been obsessed with it for the past couple of days. Yeah, that's Sam Richardson.
You recognize him?
Goddamn.
No. Oh, I recognize him from Hocus Pocus. Yeah. Now that I see who's in that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the only thing on there I've actually seen though.
That's so funny.
Oh, he's so goddamn funny, and I think you should leave.
He's hysterical, and I think you should leave. But in I mean, like the character that he plays in Detroiters is like, it's so much more consistent than anything you see in I Think You Should Leave from this guy, and it is goddamn hilarious. Everyone should watch it. Detroiters. It is on Paramount Plus.
Is it as funny as Little Buff Boys? Because I don't know if anything's as funny.
It's up there, man. I mean, there's scenes in this show that you are going to fucking lose your face about. So enjoy it, Detroiters.
All right,
okay.
All right.
Shouts out.
All right.
Shouts out Gary Arnett.
313. Let's do it.
Tanisha the crackhead. I was trying to give her shout out too.
Did I ruin that for you?
You always come too quick.
All right. Do we have anything else?
Everybody said it was right on time.
Speaking of coming too quick, let's go down south on each other. What do you guys say?
I'm in. Okay.
Play a little game.
Florida, man.
I love how you said play a little game of, and then I accidentally hit the button. What were you saying, JDirty? Tell us what we're playing a game of. I was
going to say we're playing a little game of whose Florida's in your mouth. Let's go.
Still. Why would you let him finish
on? I like my cock.
Come on.
I said a cock, not mine. Mine's smooth and vascular. That's very bumpy and rigid. Let's go.
Bumpy and rigid?
Smooth and vascular?
That's me, but bumpy and rigid is the state of Florida.
Okay.
I'm not sugarcoating for you bitches anymore. I'm sick of doing that. From now on, you get the real me.
Fuck you, YouTube.
If I think it, I'm saying it. It's the new Justin JDirty.
Oh man, fuck you.
You're anymore.
You're not getting beef on that, you piece of shit. What do you got for us in Florida?
I can't even anymore.
You can. You can.
Okay.
This chair just fell down on itself.
I fell all the way down in my chair, but you weren't supposed to notice. Go ahead.
I did. I'm a reactor. I'm watching you every move.
You responded to that chair collapse. Okay, guys. Jesus, this has been a long episode. Okay.
I'm done.
It has. Shout out to Danny Brown.
Danny Brown, big
Thank
ups.
you, Danny.
And Royce the 5'9", I miss you. Thanks for being on the show. This week's edition of Florida Man. Florida man arrested while trying to conceal a stolen semi-truck by spray painting it a different color like on GTA 5.
Wait, who wrote that? Who wrote that? Is it like
Joe,
GTA 5?
Joe Winter wrote that.
Oh my God.
That's that guy's like me. I mean, that's the type of comparison I would make.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's the guy who never realized Clark Kent and Superman were the same person.
Yeah. You know what he did? He tried to do a GTA 5 on this, and people are like, "What's GTA 5? Don't worry about it."
Yeah. So
I've never played the game, but I get the fact that he's a fucking idiot that tried to spray paint it to conceal a stolen semi truck.
I love this. Why can't a Florida man? Why can't a Florida man find a pay and spray when he needs one? Pay and spray. That's what they're called in GTA, where you go and get your car spray painted.
And in the game, in the game, as soon as it's spray painted, the cops don't know it's you. The rival gangs don't know it's you. Everybody is totally believe that you're a new identity. Okay.
You're new man. Grand Theft Auto 5 is such a good game. Go ahead.
Yep. Rainier Lazaro Perez and Cutino Gonzalez were spotted behind the Days Inn in Palm Coast, Florida. They were spray painting a Peterbilt semi-tractor in the back corner of the parking lot. The hotel is located just off I-95. We'll get back to that. Someone who obviously can't mind their own business. I really love the writing on this article. Thought that someone spray painting a semi-truck in the parking lot of a hotel was suspicious, so they called the cops. When Flagler County Sheriff's Office deputies arrived, the two dropped the cans, took off running along southbound I-95. That's your escape plan? That's good.
Exactly. I was just thinking this instead of running up the highway.
Dayanley, God damn it, that name is not working from my mouth. Clearly hadn't been doing her cardio and was quickly captured. Rainier managed to hide in the woods for about 2 hours before they found him.
Body shaming her.
The bounce
has got some rough.
Stanley obviously hadn't been doing her cardio.
I guess
probably playing too much Grand Theft Auto 5.
When you're writing articles for 96.5 and 101.5, you got to kind of like you spread thin.
Yeah. The recovered semi-tractor is valued at $280,000. Holy shit. The semi-tractor's original color is pink, really.
The new paint job.
The pair were in the process of spray painting the stolen semi-tractor red to conceal its original color when deputies arrived. Makes sense. I'm actually impressed with how good the paint job was coming along. They even took the time to tape it off. The semi-tractor's GPS had been disabled and removed, but was found nearby in the woods. Smart. Female subject Cutino.
What?
I cannot say that.
Try that. Try it.
How do you say that? Dayanley.
Gonzalez.
Yeah. Thank you, Mrs. Gonzalez.
Was placed under arrest.
I couldn't say it. I was trying the whole time. I couldn't say it.
And Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, so she was placed in arrest. Her charges were resisting arrest without violence, grand theft, motor vehicle, and felony criminal mischief.
No, they just don't want to say auto, so they're putting dash. Like, look at it. It's like
she was charged.
They're at the
not
sword.
like the game.
She was charged with grand theft, motor vehicle. She was
like you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
There's some robot speech going in there.
Oh my God. So, Florida man Rainier Lazaro Perez was placed under arrest for resisting arrest without violence, grand theft, motor vehicle, felony criminal mischief, possession of a removed vehicle identification number, and possession of fentanyl. There's the last one. Fentanyl.
I love that.
Seems
That's
like
the kicker.
Yeah, that is the kicker. Look at that paint job. That looks nice. Lots of paint.
What was she doing with the fentanyl?
I like it.
Getting high? I mean,
I guess. Yo, shouts out.
Yo, shouts.
Where you going with that? Who are you wanting to shouts out to right now?
I can't even finish.
I didn't even pause. Like, I'm not part of this.
Yo,
that's yours now, motherfucker.
Thanks for taking us to Florida. I can't.
Florida man.
We gotta go. It has been 17 hours since
It's
this
like
episode started.
it's like 4 in the morning here.
We've done a 36-hour show.
It's 4 in the morning in Seattle, and it is literally already Sunday here in Colorado. We have got to go to bed.
Love you guys.
Episode 130.
It's been so good. Thanks for joining us.
End it. Take us out.
As I say, we're leaving episode 130. Shouts out, huge props, and much love to Gary Arnett. Thanks for being here again, man. That was dope as fuck. All the shitheads watching us, we love you guys. We're here every single Wednesday on twitch.tv/ScrubHop. Check us out on Patreon. Hit us up at ScrubHop at everything. We'll see you guys next week. We love you guys. Peace out.